Court's in session, phones on silent, brains on. Yesterday, at the NATO summit in Ankara, the President of the United States stood in a room full of allies and made the case to take Greenland. To take it. And he offered a reason the island needed America to come protect it. He said Greenland is, quote, surrounded by China's ships and Russian ships. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a claim you can check against a map and a radar screen. So let's check it, because the people who actually watch that water have an answer. Here is the charge, in his exact words. Greenland, the president said, is surrounded by China's ships and Russian ships. Surrounded. Present tense. Right now, a ring of hostile warships around the island. That is not a prediction about a warming Arctic someday. It is a statement about what is floating off Greenland's coast today. And our verdict on it, before we even call the first witness, is the simplest one this court hands down. False. Now let me prove it. Call the first witness, the one person in this whole story whose literal job is to watch the water around Greenland. Major General Søren Andersen commands Denmark's Joint Arctic Command, the military responsible for exactly these waters. And he says, flatly, the ships are not there. In about 2.5 years running that command, he has not seen a single Russian or Chinese combat vessel near Greenland. Not a fleet. Not a ship. Zero. The closest anything came was a Russian research vessel, the kind that measures ocean temperature, about 310 nautical miles away. But maybe you do not want to take the Danish commander's word for it. Fair. So here is the independent expert. CNN went to P. Whitney Lackenbauer, an Arctic security scholar, and asked him about the claim. He did not say it was exaggerated. He did not say it was premature or a little ahead of the facts. He used one word. Completely invented. And Danish, Nordic, Greenlandic, and American officials quoted in the same reporting all reject it too. When the ally, the expert, and the officials all say the same thing, the record is closed. Now let me be scrupulously fair, because this court does not cheat to win. There are real questions about great power competition in a warming Arctic. Russian and Chinese vessels do operate elsewhere in the Arctic Ocean. If the president had said the Arctic is becoming contested, we would be having a policy debate, not a fact check. But that is not what he said. He did not say the Arctic is contested someday. He said Greenland is surrounded, right now, by hostile ships. The true version was sitting right there. He reached past it for the false one. So why invent a siege that the Allies' own Navy says is not happening? Because of what the president said in the very same breath. The claim did not arrive alone. It came bundled with a demand that the United States acquire Greenland, and a threat to pull American troops out of Europe if the Allies did not fall in line. Now the sentence makes sense. You cannot just announce you want to take an ally's territory. But protect an island surrounded by enemy warships? That sells. The Phantom Fleet is not a slip of the tongue, it is the permission slip. From the docket, because you have seen this exact move before, at this exact summit. 2 days ago, my colleague Mark took apart the other half of it, the claim that America gets no benefit from NATO. Same room, same week, same play. Invent a frame, we pay for nothing, we are surrounded by enemies, and use it to squeeze the allies and pull America back. The no-benefit line and the surrounded line are not two stories. They are the same tool, pointed at the same target. Watch what the frame is built to justify every single time. And here is who pays for the invention. Denmark and Greenland. First, a NATO ally and its people, told that their home is surrounded by an enemy fleet their own military cannot find, and pressured to hand over their island on the strength of it. Imagine being told you are under siege by a country that then has to explain, calmly, that there is no siege. And then the alliance itself, because the same speech threatened to yank American troops out of Europe. You do not hold a mutual defense pact together by inventing dangers and threatening to leave. That is how you take the trust apart. The verdict. Is Greenland surrounded, right now, by China's ships and Russian ships? The commander whose entire job is watching that water has not seen a single combat ship in 2.5 years. The nearest vessel was a Russian science boat 300 miles out, taking the ocean's temperature. The independent expert called the claim completely invented, so the verdict is false, and not the close kind. This was a siege conjured out of thin air to justify pressuring an ally out of its own territory. When someone tells you a place is surrounded, jury, ask the people who guard it. Case closed. Count the ships, not the applause. I'm Madeline, and this is Pixel Politics.